Hi George.
Nice to meet you, Andy.
Likewise. Welcome to Kensington Park Road Cabmen Shelter.
Well, thank you for having me, mate. Do you
No
know what,
problem.
I've passed this shelter, I mean, it has to be thousands of times, because I've always been in this area,
Yeah.
but I've never been inside.
And there you go. So
It's a treat for me today, so thank you very much for that.
You're welcome. Absolute pleasure. So this year is the 150th anniversary of the Cabmen Shelters.
Happy birthday, congratulations.
Indeed, yes, thank you. So 1875, Captain George Armstrong, who was editor of the Globe newspaper,
Yeah,
he was based over Acacia Road in St John's Wood,
yeah, I know it.
and was trying to get a cab to either go back to his offices or go to his gentleman's club or whatever, which would have been a hansom cab at the time. His butler or manservant couldn't get one for love nor money, and that was because the inclement weather at the time, a lot of the cabbies were taking shelter and refuge in the hostelries.
Yeah,
So he came up with the idea of establishing the Cabmen Shelter Fund to provide refuge for the cabbies as a place where they could go, get refreshment, take shelter from the weather, secure the horse outside, because a lot of these have got, or a few of these have still got the remaining rail,
have they?
which is the black rail that, that runs around
To tie the horses
to
to.
tie the horses to. Yeah. So they were established in 1875, and he set up a fund with several entrepreneurs to establish the fund. And at the time they started to roll out after 1875. He got the architect Maximilian Clarke.
Good name, good name. Good surname anyway.
They are of a defined sort of characteristic in terms of they are all painted in Dulux green.
Are they all the same size, by the way?
They're roughly the same size.
So they weren't like prefab standard?
No, they had to be no larger than a horse and cart, which effectively was the hansom cab and the horse.
Right, okay.
So, and as Karen said earlier when you arrived, roughly you can fit around 13 adequately sized cabbies in.
Adequately sized. That was very diplomatically put. I love that.
So, and depending on space and whatever, but they are a place of social gathering or whatever for the cabbies to come in. And at the height there was 61 of them,
Yeah.
dotted around London. Now there's 13 remaining.
Just 13.
Just 13.
What a shame so many have gone, eh?
11. Well, effectively, if you cancel out Chelsea Pier 1, because that's under a different sort of partnership,
Right.
but still retained within the Cabmen Shelter Fund, effectively there are 10 in service
Okay.
at the moment, of which this is one. And they
So
have
10 in service, does that mean there's a couple that exist but they're not in service?
exactly. So Thurlow Place is currently situated by the side of the V&A Museum.
Yeah.
It was in the middle of the road, but roughly around 4 years ago,
They moved it.
it was hit by a vehicle.
Oh no.
So it's been re-sited at the side of the road. It's been redecorated and refurbished.
But it's empty.
And
There's
it's
nothing in it.
empty. There's nothing in it. But
Can I squat in there at some point? I probably shouldn't say that, shall I? I'm going to get in there.
But I think the idea is they're looking to either establish it at the side of the road where it is at the moment and fix the utilities, because that'll be considerably cheaper than putting it back where it was in the middle of the road. And the other one is Hanover Square, which was moved and re-sited because of the works with the Elizabeth line that are there. So that's got the Hanover Square one's got to be refurbished and redecorated, and then it'll be moved back to another part of the square.
Do you know what? I'm going to go and have a look at them.
Yeah,
I will. I'll do a little ride by on my bike.
yeah.
And
It's
I will,
well
because
worth.
they sound fantastic. And I'll tell you what, as a space, because I've never been inside one,
Yeah.
ever. And obviously I love my sheds.
Indeed.
I did Shed of the Year for many, many years. I mean, this is like the ultimate Edwardian shed, this one.
Yeah.
Isn't it? What year is it again?
So this one in particular was built in 1909.
1909.
Grade 2 listed in 1988.
Yeah.
So they're all great. All the huts are Grade 2 listed.
As they should be.
All the Cabmen shelters Grade 2 listed. The last one, funny enough, which was last year, I believe, was Wellington Place, which is the chapel, which was actually the first shelter to be built, but was re-sited from its original site in Acacia Road into Wellington Place. And that's now just come under new stewardship with Sarah.
But as you know, I love my black cabs.
Yeah.
I love my cabbies. We always have a good chat.
Yeah.
I've been a massive fan ever since I came to London. I couldn't afford them though when I first came down. I was a student and I was absolutely stone broke. I was super skint. I mean, especially a lad from Sunderland coming to super expensive London. It was a bit of a shock to the system. So I used to cycle everywhere. I would never claim to be able to do the knowledge and remember street names. I wish I could, because I've got a terrible memory with names, but I always remember the routes because I cycled that much, and then I got a Vespa and I'd zip around on the moped. So even with cabbies, I'd be like, should we go down there? Should we do it right? Then he's like, no, this time of day, let's do that. And I love it because I love my geography of London. I wish I could remember the names of the city, which I'm terrible at, but I'll always be like, let's go down that road, do it right there, do it right there. And I just love London as a city. But the black cabs, I mean, what a part of British history.
Indeed.
Not just London history.
No. Well, they're an icon. And that's the thing, and that's obviously part of the reason why we've established this new customer focused campaign, Choose Taxi. Part of the reason is to encourage people to use London taxis more. And at a time, especially when there's been a lot of negative press headlines.
I don't quite get all that, to be honest.
Falsely predicting our imminent demise.
Well, that's never going to happen.
No, let's hope not.
You cost me too much money a year, mate. I must be propping the system up a fair bit just myself. No, but look, I get it. Things change, don't there? There's more competition coming to the industry, as we all know about. But the black cab is an absolute vital part of London's history. I think. And then being in this building alone, which I've never been, as I say, it's the first one I've been inside. For me, these are an unbelievable piece of architectural history. And the fact that Grade 2 listed means they're protected. And actually, we should be protecting the black cabs. To be honest, because they're part of brand London. Massively part of brand London. But this is tell you what, it's a hard working space. Karen, she really makes it work. She's just made me a brilliant bacon sarnie, by the way. The fact you've got kitchen in there, sink on that side, she's got food prep, she's got food storage, she's got extract, she's got everything. She's even got ovens in here, and then enough seating to get, what did you say, 12 to 15?
12 to 13,
adequately sized cabbies. It's great, isn't it? And then opens up onto the street. It's been lovely actually just sitting in here for the last 10-15 minutes, because you just watch the world go by. But what does a space like this mean to a London cabbie now? In the 21st century?
So it's a place. Well, the job has become considerably harder, particularly with the road restrictions that have been imposed, all the regulations. You've got the added congestion that there is. You've got the amount of PHVs that have been licensed, which obviously they're having to contend with as competition. Plus, then you've got the delivery bikes, the line bikes.
Should we just wait for that? Just wait for that and pick that up. That was the bus. Don't use the bus, use the taxis.
You've got the line bikes and the forest bikes, which unfortunately are also impinging on the ranks as well. So, and you've got all the, like I say, the regulations that cabbies have to go through anyway to keep their licence. Which is becoming harder and harder. And not helped by the regulator that we've got in charge, and nor the Mayor of London either. Who sadly doesn't seem to favour London taxis at all in his transport strategy.
I'm just going to try and blame diplomat so I don't get into too much trouble, right? I mean, obviously we want to promote people cycling and cycling. Of course, people staying a bit fitter and a bit healthier, no bad thing. But even I've got lots of issues with a lot of London traffic. Like, for example, I could have a rant about bus lanes. And you think, well, come on, more people should be on buses. It's the right way to travel. It's more environmental than everyone driving. But then how many times I go through London and I'm just sitting in traffic and the bus lane's empty. Luckily, you can use bus lanes. And if I'm honest, one of the main reasons why, there's many reasons why I love black cabs. Loads of reasons. Iconic, fantastic vehicles. I'm a tall lad, so I don't like being scrunched in the back of a small car somewhere. I'm always carrying big bags
Yeah.
because I'm always travelling. I literally live out of a suitcase,
Yeah.
so I can get in and out easily. Cases there, got loads of headroom, loads of space,
Yeah.
which is great. If I'm going to the airport and I'm taking my kids, we can all fit in with all of our cases. I'm always amazed at how many suitcases you can get in a black cab, by the way. I mean, honestly, you can pack us in and all the suitcases in as well. Being able to use the bus lanes for me is really, really important.
Yeah.
Unbelievably important, because that's what gets me from A to B so much quicker. So if it is terrible traffic and it is rush hour, for that taxi, that black cab to zip up the bus lane is an absolute godsend. So it's really
and that's why, and again, just coming back to the restrictions that have been imposed, in some areas there have been bus gate restrictions, meaning that even taxis can't access those areas.
That's just
now,
stupid.
when you've got a door-to-door transportation service that's a wheelchair accessible vehicle, which, as we, as you've alluded to, cycling and walking. Well, unfortunately, not everyone can walk or cycle to where they want to get to. So,
and actually, can I say my personal whinge about that as well? Sorry if anyone from the GL is watching this. I ride bikes, motorbikes.
Yeah.
I've got my moped and I've got my bikes, and for me that's a super quick way of getting around. Even I can't use some of the bus lanes on a motorbike.
Indeed.
What's that about?
Yeah.
I've never understood that.
No.
So why would you not allow a black cab to use every single bus lane in London?
Yeah.
It doesn't make any sense.
No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. And particularly, obviously, with regards to certain areas, there's roughly around, I'd say, probably 3/4 of the fleet at the moment are zero emission vehicles. So, again, they're environmentally friendly. And
I don't want to upset any of your diesel cabbies, because obviously you want to use your car for as long as you possibly can.
Yeah.
Those cabs cost a bomb. I mean, they're expensive.
Yeah.
And if you bought a diesel cab years ago, you're going to get your money's worth out of it. But just so cabbies know, on my app I only select electric, because and that's not to be bad against your diesel drivers.
Yeah.
There's any diesel cabs outside, I might get in trouble if there are. And no, but I've selected that as my choice, because I'm like, we're in the city, I want to be as green as possible. I use public transport as much as I can. I use black cabs as much as I possibly can. I very rarely drive in London, to be honest with you. Being able to use the bus lanes for me is really, really important.
Yeah.
Unbelievably important, because that's what gets me from A to B so much quicker. So if it is terrible traffic and it is rush hour, for that taxi, that black cab to zip up the bus lane is an absolute godsend. So it's really
and that's why, and again, just coming back to the restrictions that have been imposed, in some areas there have been bus gate restrictions, meaning that even taxis can't access those areas.
That's just
now,
stupid.
when you've got a door-to-door transportation service that's a wheelchair accessible vehicle, which, as we, as you've alluded to, cycling and walking. Well, unfortunately, not everyone can walk or cycle to where they want to get to. So,
and actually, can I say my personal whinge about that as well? Sorry if anyone from the GL is watching this. I ride bikes, motorbikes.
Yeah.
I've got my moped and I've got my bikes, and for me that's a super quick way of getting around. Even I can't use some of the bus lanes on a motorbike.
Indeed.
What's that about?
Yeah.
I've never understood that.
No.
So why would you not allow a black cab to use every single bus lane in London?
Yeah.
It doesn't make any sense.
No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. And particularly, obviously, with regards to certain areas, there's roughly around, I'd say, probably 3/4 of the fleet at the moment are zero emission vehicles. So, again, they're environmentally friendly. And I
don't want to upset any of your diesel cabbies, because obviously you want to use your car for as long as you possibly can.
Yeah.
Those cabs cost a bomb. I mean, they're expensive.
Yeah.
And if you bought a diesel cab years ago, you're going to get your money's worth out of it. But just so cabbies know, on my app I only select electric, because and that's not to be bad against your diesel drivers. There's any diesel cabs outside, I might get in trouble if there are. And no, but I've selected that as my choice, because I'm like, we're in the city, I want to be as green as possible. I use public transport as much as I can. I use black cabs as much as I possibly can. I very rarely drive in London, to be honest with you. I've got my car, but I very, very rarely use it. I might use it to drop my kids off and stuff like that, but genuinely I'm taxi and tube, which a lot of people are surprised by. I think they think that when you're on the telly, you just, I don't know, you've got a driver everywhere. And it's much cheaper for me to have black cabs as my drivers anyway, because they're better, they know where they're going, and they can use the bus lanes and they get me there faster.
Yeah. Well, it's great to see your patronage of London taxis, and
I love it.
definitely much appreciated. And I just thought, when I was thinking of people to come in, and then you obviously doing your programme Amazing Spaces, I thought, well,
and lots of sheds.
What an amazing space these are, which I've come to learn about since I've been working with the London taxi profession.
We haven't really talked about it that much.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously they're amazing pieces of history.
Yeah.
I think they're really clever spaces. When you look at what Karen's doing in here, when she's just made my bacon sarnie and a cup of tea, kind of effortless for her, really.
Yeah.
She's using the space really well.
Yeah.
But I'm assuming socially for the cabbies, it must be really important for people to sit down in your space, because no one else can come in.
No.
Anyone can buy a cup of tea or coffee from outside.
From the window.
From the window, but they can't come in. It's cabbies only.
Only cabbies in the.
And this, in some ways,
inside. Yeah.
you know, it's a tough world out there.
Yeah.
As we know.
Yeah.
And
this is a sort of sanctuary from the outside world, like you say. You know, you can sit in here, you can look out, people watch or watch the world go by or whatever. But certain shelters, and this one in particular, have got obviously a regular clientele, like your cabbie Paul that brought you in today. You know, they'll meet up at regular times, and it's a social engagement for them, a chance for them to connect with their pals who are in the trade, who they've probably done the knowledge with as well, and that they've, you know, been working with in the profession for X amount of years or whatever. But they can come here, spend half hour, 45 minutes or whatever, taking a breather before they go out and get their next job.
And it's, do you know what, I hadn't ever thought about it until now. Being a black cabbie, obviously it's a sociable job, because you've got members of the public in the back of your car every single day.
Yeah.
But they're not people that you're ever really going to be close to. I mean, I'm pretty close to a few black cabbies because they pick me up on my regular journeys. And some of them have become very familiar faces, which is great. But even though you've got a very sociable job, I can imagine it being a bit of an isolating job as well when you're in the cab on your own, day after day. I mean, you've got people in there, but they're not your mates. No. They're not colleagues. With all the issues that we know about today, all the stresses and trials and tribulations of life and mental health issues and things like that. To have a group of cabbies, men and women, coming into a space like this and just having a little moment, a cup of tea, bit of a chat, might share a few life's troubles, bacon sarnie. It must do an awful lot good for mental health and well-being to have a safe space like this.
It sort of revitalises you, really, I suppose. And it, like I say, it does provide that little bit of sanctuary that you've got before you either start the day. Some of them who, as Karen said, will come in very early and then go out. They might even be finishing and seeing off the shift before they go back home. Or others just coming in throughout the day until she closes and go home.
Absolutely.
So,
do you know what's interesting is I'm gonna steal your words now. Because I've always called it the cabbie shelter when I walk past. I'm now going to call it the cabbie sanctuary.
Indeed.
This can be the little sanctuary. Cabbies can come, detox a little bit, have a chat with good mates, cup of tea, cup of coffee, big and raw, bit of banter, and enjoy life.
Yeah. Well, I hope it's been an interesting visit for you. A little bit of history.
It's going to be the most terrible cliche ever, but it's a proper amazing space.
Marvellous.
There's no doubt about that. A bit of history. Socially, it does a lot. The fact that it might be helping out that little bit, even in a subtle way, with mental health and well-being, just feeling like you're in a safe space and you come and share a few stories, switch off. You can actually shut away those trials and tribulations of the outside world and be in your little sanctuary. I'm going to call it that from now, and I hope that's all right, mate.
No worries.
Honestly, thanks very much.
Pleasure.
I feel honoured to have had a cup of tea and a bacon sarnie in here today.
No worries.
Cheers, mate.
Thanks again.
Good luck with it.
Cheers.